Now, we could have gotten into that on The New World Next Week, but that's Bread and Circus. That's Shadows on the Wall. That's the fake WWF fight that we're all supposed to rabble and tear each other apart over. I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. One of the other stories we could have gotten into was perhaps one of the biggest stories of the past week, if not for quite some time, if only because of its surrounding hype, of course, making it a bigger story. Nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd, as the song said. A hidden world, growing beyond control. That's my headline for Top Secret America. This is the new project from the Washington Post, which we, of course, have noted time and time again, that the heads have been connected to Bilderberg meetings, have been connected and identified with the mighty Wurlitzer, outing intelligence plants and connections and cutouts and sources in the mainstream media, in our most revered media, the church committee. Look at even interviews with not Leonard Bernstein. You could look at interviews with composer, conductor Leonard Bernstein. But what I meant was Carl in Playboy back in the 70s, talking about CIA plants within corporate-controlled media. So, TopSecretAmerica.com is the name of this massive new project from the Washington Post that is pretty interesting. It's well put together. Folks have noted, even aside from all of the politics, that it's just a nice layout, and it has an interactive feel with the way the charts and the graphs and the videos and the information is all put together to tell this story. But let's just break it down with the quick brief. Top Secret America is a project nearly 2 years in the making that describes the huge national security buildup in the U.S. after 9/11. When it comes to national security, all too often no expense is spared and few questions are asked, with the result an enterprise so massive that nobody in government has a full understanding of it. It is, as Dana Priest and William Arkin have found, ubiquitous, often inefficient, and mostly invisible to the people it is meant to protect and who fund it. The articles in this Top Secret America series and an online database, again all at TopSecretAmerica.com, depict the scope and complexity of the government's national security program through interactive maps and other graphics. Every data point on the website is substantiated by at least 2 public records. Because of the nature of this project, we allowed government officials to see the website several months ago and asked them to tell us of any specific concerns. They offered none at that time. As the project evolved, we shared the website's revised capabilities. Again, we asked for specific concerns. One government body objected to certain data points on the site and explained why. We removed those items. Another agency objected that the entire website could pose a national security risk, but declined to offer specific comments. As I said, this was a massive story, and we've got all the other sources and documentation, contextual, supplemental information to flesh out the story. Links to Danger Room, Cryptagon, and we even have our related updates posted below this just brief article. And again, I've not gone through all the resources that are there. But Jeremy Scahill breaks it down quite well. He would know. He's the man who wrote the book on Blackwater and our private military industrial complex. And that's what this is about. Essentially, the blank check of 9/11. The official conspiracy theory of 9/11 is what now has let these folks, who of course have connections to administrations and the private sector, making the bonds and the guns and the prisons and the weapons and the active denial systems, naked body scanners, wonderful missiles, all those things. That's how this all works. That's why 9/11 Truth is so essential, regardless of which party you may affiliate yourself with. Jeremy Scahill breaks it down quite well. Corporate media discover private spies. In other news, no WMD in Iraq. Now, this is on The Nation, and again, another news outlet that does do good work, yet we can't help but notice that it is a foundation-funded outlet from the same multi-generational serial killers and organizations. Their head editor is a CFR crony. Then what Scale's basically saying is you guys are the same folks who beat the drums for weapons of mass destruction and all these other ridiculous things, but now we're all supposed to believe you and thank you for telling us what we already knew, but fortunately putting it into a little more bit of a user-friendly user interface. So on down the list, 9/11 attacks spawned big U.S. government. That's from spacewar.com, and several from a Danger Room. Intelcrats awesomely bad pushback to top secret America. U.S. intel community inefficient, unmanageable. That's on CNN. Nation spies, contractors braced for the Washington Post expose. That is from Danger Room. That came right before the release. How Congress fueled the rise of private spies. Intel chief says don't get shrill about these spooks for hire. And I think you can kind of see what's going on here. There's a long set of videos with Max Kaiser of MaxKaiser.com, of course, was a recent guest on CorberReport.com, talking about targeted boycotts of multinational corporations. There's videos where he's breaking down this NSA, CIA, Secret America connections. And again, as we've noted on cyberspacewar.com, this swirls around Google and their Y spying and their Chinese censorship and their furthering connections to the intelligence agencies in the wake of this cyber attack that we had last December. So again, my friends, to be the broken record, it's all quite connected. So one of the videos that they do have up on Top Secret America is kind of a trailer for this series from the Washington Post. So we're going to hear a little bit of that. Then we're going to hear Barbara Starr on CNN talking about Top Secret America.
You think you know America, but you don't know Top Secret America. We're all aware that there are 3 branches of government in the United States, but in response to 9/11, a 4th branch has emerged. It is protected from public scrutiny by extraordinary secrecy. Top Secret America.
This is a closed community, and since 9/11, it's become even more so.
The money spigot was just opened after 9/11, and nobody dared say, I don't think we should be spending that much.
It has become so big, and the lines of responsibility are so blurred that even our nation's leaders don't have a handle on it. Where is it? It's being built from coast to coast, hidden within some of America's most familiar cities and neighborhoods. In Colorado, in Nebraska, in Texas, in Florida, in the suburbs of Washington, D.C. Top Secret America includes hundreds of federal departments and agencies operating out of 1,300 facilities around this country. They contract the services of nearly 2,000 companies. In all, more people than live in our nation's capital have top secret security clearance.
It's, again, the size, the lack of transparency, and the cost. And if we don't get it right, the consequences are gigantic.